turn out better when you gather. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
Hey!
He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil. And now with Gum Out Extra, you can drive your fuel injectors clean in one tank full.
What keeps them together? What sets them apart? Tightrope, the brand new album from Brooks and Dunn, featuring their latest smash, Missing You, in stores September 21st.
Won't find any two finer guys and bigger fans of NASCAR racing. Brooks and Dunn.
Or better music. Man, I love them, I tell you.
They are super. There's Tony Stewart. He's got a second and a half on Mark Martin. And now 5.8 seconds on Ricky Rudd. Let's take you back through the field. You saw the leader. The 33 is Kenny Schrader. He finds himself in 21st spot. He has just gone a lap down. The 66, Darrell Waltrip, he's 2 laps down in 29th place. Keep tabs on your favorite. There's second place, Mark Martin. He's 1.5 seconds behind the leader, Tony Stewart. Then you pan back to Rusty Wallace. He right now is in 30th. 2 laps down. Not been a vintage day for Rusty with extensive stay on pit road. Ted Musgrave is in the 75. He's in 31st position. Also a couple of laps down to Tony Stewart, the race leader. Then you come to the 31 car, Mike Skinner. He's running in 22nd, 1 lap down. And the 42 of Joe Nemechek, he's in 23rd, a lap down. So Skinner and Nemechek battling for position. Ricky Craven is number 50. He's in 32nd spot, 2 laps down to our leader, Tony Stewart. Then Ricky Rudd. Ricky is 5.5 seconds behind Tony Stewart as he works in 3rd place right now. Then the 99, Jeff Burton. He is on the lead lap in 4th, 7 seconds behind the leader. And Brett Bodine, regretfully dead last right now. He's some 60 laps down in 43rd. Then they span out just a little bit. You find Bobby Labonte in the green, number 18. He is running in 5th spot, 7 seconds back. The 28, Kenny Irwin, he's in 24th spot. He is 2 laps down to the race leader. The 43, John Andretti, he's in 6th. He's 10 seconds back of Tony Stewart. Then the 36, Jerry Nadeau, he's next in your screen. Nadeau in 37th spot. He is 4 laps down. And then the 25, Wally Dallenbach, we told you he's on the lead lap now and 11 seconds back. Kyle Petty is in 8th place. He's 12 seconds back of the race leader. Then you find the 7 of Michael Waltrip, who went down a couple of laps early. He's 3 laps down now in 35th position in the Phillips car. Number 12, that's Jeremy Mayfield with his new paint scheme that we talked about earlier. He's in 9th on the lead lap, 13 seconds back. And then Sterling Marlin, who's in 41st place. Sterling is some 41 laps back after extensive stay in the garage earlier. That's Sterling Marlin. Bill Elliott is in the 94. The 88 is Dale Jarrett. Elliott is now 2 laps down in 32nd, while Jarrett is on the lead lap in 10th. He is 15 seconds behind. Rick Mast is in the number 98 car. He's in 35th, 3 laps down in the Woody Woodpecker entry. Then Stacy Compton, there you see him in the Cartoon Network car. He is 5 laps down in 38th place. The 77 is Robert Presley. He also is 5 laps down. He's running in 39th. So Nadeau, Compton, Presley all battling for position on the racetrack. The 4, Bobby Hamilton. He's on the lead lap in 11th. He is 19 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon peels off the racetrack to make a pit stop. Glenn?
Yeah, Eli, and they've changed 4 tires to put fuel in. Jeff was concerned. You know, they almost ran him out the first time. He was concerned about running out again. He's down and way down. But he had only run about 70 laps. They put 4 tires on it, fueled him up, and made a major track bar adjustment. His car just hasn't worked at all since the first pit stop.
So there you see Jeff Gordon taking you back to some of the others on the field. You saw the 4, Bobby Hamilton. He's in 11th. There's the 3 of Dale Earnhardt. He's running in 12th. He is 14 seconds back of Tony Stewart, still on the lead lap. Then as the field waits for Johnny Benson to come by, he's in 32nd, car number 26. Benson is 3 laps down in 32nd spot. You saw Ricky Craven before, still out there circulating. And you see also the 30. That is right now in the 22nd spot. 97. That's Chad Little running in the 13th position. He too on the lead lap. And the 16, Kevin LePage. He's in 23rd, 2 laps down. Others on the racetrack, you saw Jerry Nadeau a few moments ago. There's 71, Dave Marcus. He's in 38th. Dave is 4 laps down at this stage of the day in the Realtree Chevrolet. Jeffrey Bodine in the number 60 is running in 14th spot. He is some 17 seconds back. And right behind him, Steve Park in the number 1 Pennzoil machine. He is in 15th spot. And the last car we have yet to see, there is Elliott Sadler in 24th spot. He is running 2 laps down. So that's where everybody's doing. Pit stops are taking place for some, but not for that man, Tony Stewart. He has Jimmy Spencer behind him as the graphics crew enjoys graphics with lunch.
Stay tuned. There's more of TNN Salute the Motorsports.
A balloon coming in, guys.
Look! Bill's in trouble. Don't worry, Bill. We'll take it from here. Go, 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 here.
Where can you always find a fast and friendly drive-thru crew? Did somebody say McDonald's?
A pile of 100-year-old bricks might look like rubble to some. But I knew what they'd been through. Knew that you could hardly hurt them. And that bricks with a history like that was strong enough to stand again.
Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Pete Conrad, Apollo 12 astronaut, just broke the world speed record for a round-the-world flight. Pete, what's your secret?
To break records, you need performance and reliability. That's why Duralube's in every one of my engines.
Pete knows that Duralube engine treatment reduces friction in your car engine, increasing fuel mileage, reducing engine wear, and increasing your engine's life. Duralube, it's not just an engine treatment. It's tomorrow's technology, today.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 16. Larry, our battery expert. Larry installs more Autocraft batteries in a day than most people do in a lifetime. No matter what you drive, Larry will make sure you get the right battery for your car. 92 Accord?
Yeah.
Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Started to lead.
There is Tony Stewart, still the race leader, but it was not without its scary moments as you see him fighting the steering wheel. Watch what happened on a routine lap.
Tony Stewart goes down in the corner. You can see the back going out on the car. Very close to spinning that car out going down in the corner. Right now he has a great race car, and you get a little complacent when everything's working very, very well. Finally gets by Elliott Sadler there, but he was not going to go up there and just go right by him. He's having to work to get around the racetrack right now.
So Tony Stewart continues as the leader. Dale Earnhardt is in. Ralph in 11th spot.
4 tires and fuel. They pull the front fender out a little bit, Eli.
Eli, as they make some adjustments in the 17.6-second stop. They're still trying to get that 3-car handling properly.
The hood was just up on Jeremy Mayfield. You saw him take his helmet off there, I believe. Yep, you see it being hung up. The day is done for the Mobile One team. Oh, heartbreaker right there. Here comes Mike Skinner. He's running in 12th spot right now. Lap number 264. Bobby Hamilton is also in. These are routine stops, and no one will have any problem going from here to the finish. We're at lap 264 of 312, so it's an easy run on a fuel fill from here. Look at that chassis adjustment.
Elliott Sadler's also in the pit. This is Bobby Hamilton in the pit. You see him changing the left sides right now. Already changed right.
So he makes his stop and returns to the wars. They're pushing Mayfield's car to the garage. Here comes Bobby Labonte now off the racetrack. There's the Interstate Batteries machine, lap 266. He'll make his stop, and Ralph, Bobby's 7th as he peels off the track.
Eli, they're all set and ready to go with Bobby Labonte's crew up on the wall, all set to go. They count them in, 3, 2, 1, stop on the sign, they say, and around to the right side goes the crew as they go to work on the 18 machine. No one chassis change to the right rear. And they'll work on the left side now and send Bobby Labonte back out. So just some minor adjustments to the chassis setup to get this car to work a little bit better, and away they go, Glenn.
All right, we're here with Ricky Rudd. We've moved up here. Michael McSwain has brought him in. He was waiting until Bobby Labonte pitted. When he did, he told Ricky to come on in. They talked about 2 tires and 4 tires, but it looks like they're going to do 4. Yes, indeed. They're around to the left side now. That was a little too long to try to stretch it. A little bit of trouble on the right side. This is going to be a little bit of a costly pit stop. Rudd is down in the way. 21.2 seconds, Ralph.
Here's Tony Stewart about to come in now, Glenn, as they count him in as well. Tony said they could free this car up just a little bit, but not much. So they talked about making some different adjustments to the car. Doesn't look like they had at one point talked about making a track bar adjustment. Doesn't look like they're going to do that. Maybe just a slight air pressure adjustment, and that will be it. 20 car, Steve, 17.0.
Ralph, Dale Jarrett is in. He's been complaining of being a little bit tight in this last set of tires. Right side tires are already on. Left side tires are on. Good stop for Dale Jarrett. 16.1 seconds. Mark Martin's in right behind him. They're making a chassis adjustment to the right rear of the number 6 Ford Taurus of Mark Martin. Right side tires are on. Gasoline goes in. And left side tires as well for Mark Martin.
The leader is John Andretti, but here he comes off the racetrack now. There's Andretti, who takes the lead at lap 269, but he will come into pit at lap 270. All of this under green, as has been the story today. Only 2 very brief caution periods. Back to Ralph.
Just waiting for John Andretti to bring the 43 in. He comes around the corner, dives into his pit stall, and the crew goes to work on it. He revs the engine. Tire changes to the right side. Looks like maybe just a 2-tire stop and 1 can of gas. A 9.6-second stop, Eli. Just right side tires and 1 can of gas. And they told him to take it easy on those right side tires now.
So the King and Robbie Loomis said, let's do it. Let's go for the win.
Roll the dice and see what happens.
So everything's cycling around now. The only man who has not yet pitted is Jimmy Spencer, and he will take over the lead at lap 271. So Jimmy Spencer takes over the lead at lap 271, and that's only the 5th time this year that Jimmy has led. He led at Atlanta, Pocono, Sears Point, and Darlington. And now with that move across the stripe, Jimmy Spencer leads here at Phoenix International Raceway.
But you know what? It's the 4th time in a row he's led here at Phoenix. Spencer's another guy that's real good on these racetracks that are flat, slippery, hard to handle. Doing a good job today.
Take a look at something else that happened on the racetrack. We showed you Tony Stewart's problem or near problems there. Watch it.
Oh,
he
man.
and Derek, he and Chad Little.
Yeah, you don't need to be bending that sheet metal up. I tell you, that will, you can knock a fender in like that in that rubber tire, and he would lose that great race car. He don't need to be bumping these other cars.
So Jimmy Spencer shows the way as we continue at Phoenix.
It's new, it's cool, it's easy to use. It's an internet site that features over 350,000 name brand products, children instructions, and a place for people who love their car. www.wrenchhead.com. Register now. Proud sponsor of NASCAR Rock. Wrenchhead.com.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
Ram this, jam this, roller jam. He's gone totally crazy. Watch out for that flying bench. I said bench, baby. The Quakes, the Riot, roller jam. Next Friday at 9, 8 Central on TNN.
You can go a lot of places with Cooper Discoverers. But first, you'll have to go here, your exclusive Cooper tire dealer.
GEX in Hampton and Newport News.
For your car's performance, fill up with quality Citgo gasoline at most Sentry food marts. Sentry, where we make it easy to get in, get what you want, and get going. Today at Sentry, check out this deal.
Get beer deals at Sentry, including Miller Lite, Genuine Draft, Ice House, and Coors. In the big 12-pack of bottles, only $7.59.
For all the convenience store deals you want, make it Sentry Food Mart. Check it out.
The leader was Tony Stewart here at Phoenix International Raceway. Jimmy Spencer was leading when we broke away for a couple of moments. But on those old tires, Tony finally had a chance to move on by because Spencer had the old tires. And Stewart, of course, had made the pit stop for new Goodyears. And that's how the lead effortlessly changed hands.
That is that car good in the center part of the corner. It looks like everybody else has got the brakes on when he gets back in the throttle.
Now again, remember, Andretti with right side tires. The others went all the way around. That's why the disparity in pit stop times. If you're curious right now, Dale Jarrett is in 8th. Bobby Labonte is in 6th. So we only have about an 8-point swing right now as you see Spencer in to make his stop. Jimmy coming off the racetrack. Let's go to the pits.
Yeah, Eli, Jimmy is only going to take 2 tires, right side tires, and the only reason they're doing that, it takes about the same amount of time to put the right side tires on as it does to put a can of fuel in. He is down and away in 10.1 seconds. Pretty good pit stop, but he's still going to lose a lot of track position. It'll definitely move him out of the top 10.
Of course, we're only 29 miles from the finish, so have to wait and see whether he can get anything going with just that 2-tire change. Same gamble that John Andretti's team made a short while ago. We're at lap 281 of 312. The attrition rate has been slim. Only Derek Cope and Jeremy Mayfield are in the garage. We've had 2 very brief cautions, one at lap 120 when Brett Bodine tapped the wall, and one at lap 181 when Sterling Marlin had problems with a rear end gear. Meanwhile, Ralph Greg Zippidelli watching Tony Stewart just cruise, but he's also had some close calls. Is Zippy talking to Stewart on the radio?
Well, that's what we want to find out, Eli. First of all, Greg, are you worried about the car after the contact with Chad Little?
It seems to be running fine. That's just about our fastest lap right there. I think we're in pretty good shape. We can stay out of trouble here for another 28 laps. Maybe we'll get our second win here
how tough is it to keep Tony calm today and out of trouble?
Tony's done an absolute unbelievable job all weekend. He's adapted really well to this place. This whole Home Depot crew has done a great job on pit road today. We really stepped it up. We did the things we had to do. They kind of got us behind the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm really proud of them.
Eli, sometimes it's not whether, you just make the error, but how much the error actually costs you. And although they've made a couple little mistakes, they haven't been mistakes they can't overcome.
Indeed so, and you saw he has led 121 laps today. Tony has now clinched the bonus for leading the most laps this afternoon. That's the 5th time in 1999 he's done that.
And Greg Zipadelli, that you just saw and heard from, has just come to a 5-year agreement with Joe Gibbs Racing. He will be there for 5 more years. Tony Stewart working on the same thing. He and Zippy want to stay together as a team as long as they possibly can.
Now, buddy, when Tony comes around, I want you to talk about the right side of his car, because we've seen some contact, and once he makes the turn and we'll get a shot from the outside, we'll get a good look at the right of that Home Depot machine.
Well, a lot of people didn't get to see the crash down the front straightaway where he and Chad Little made contact, but the good part is most of the damage was back on the door there. You see around the number 20 there on the door, a big donut. That's where they made the contact. Thankfully, it wasn't on one of the wheel wells.
Meanwhile, there's a scramble on your screen for 4th spot. The 18, Bobby Labonte. The 43, John Andretti. That is for 4th place. They are 8 seconds now behind the leader. But at this stage of the season, every position means something.
For the people that are home, biting us in the mill, wanting to know where Dale Jarrett is, he's in 7th right now. As this battle goes on here, you see Bobby Labonte going right on by him.
One thing we are virtually assured of is that the championship certainly will not wrap up here and is not a mere formality. Of course, points have never really been clinched here. Dale Earnhardt left Phoenix just needing to start the final race of the season back in 1991, but Dale may not quite have that liberty. Gonna go down to the wire.
But the magic number was like 19th, and he's well ahead of that right now.
Yeah, magic number was 19th. That's all he had to do to finish, and regardless of what Bobby Labonte did, and right now Jarrett is running in 7th. We're back in a moment.
This is power. Unstoppable power. The power in new Duracell Ultra, the most powerful alkaline battery in the world. The power for more pictures, faster flashes, more sound, and ultra performance in whatever it powers. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
Extreme stress, serial heat. No one can break down a motor oil faster than a police force. That's why police forces around the country use Castrol GTX, the only leading 10W30 that provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because some people have more important things to worry about than motor oil. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. And try Castrol Syntec Blend for added synthetic protection.
Crew set. Everybody's ready. Let's go.
Here it goes. Let's hit it.
Rock your way to the fastest finish.
You're good. You're fast. After lunch, we'll do the other side of the street.
Make sure you've got genuine sheetrock. USG Sheetrock brand products. Official marketing partner of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo.
Green.
The side you show the world is up to you.
CNN Motorsports live coverage of the Checker Auto Parts Duralube 500 is being brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. Interesting stories right there. The 20 is the race leader, Tony Stewart. He is about to put a lap on the number 45 machine of David Green. But nevertheless, Green is in 12th. That is his career best performance. Back at Talladega in '97, he finished 16th. But David Green, far and away, his best performance of his career. That's great to see. A harder working guy you're not going to find.
Yeah, and Eli, you can see the leader is not pulling away from him that quickly. I mean, he's running a good race. But I got to tell anyone that's just turned on their TV set, Tony Stewart is in that zone that Ralph Shaheen was talking about. He's doing everything right. The car is working. It's got great straightaway speed. And I don't see him getting beat right now unless he makes some kind of little mistake right near the end here, because that's a great car and it's great driving.
As you see, just 16 laps to go. 5th place, still a good one. Ricky Rudd and Dale Jarrett.
Boy, what a great run for Jarrett. Coming back from losing a lap with that flat tire, worked his way all the way to 6th spot now, challenging for 5th. See how close he came to that wall coming off the 2nd corner.
Hey, Glenn, it could have been a 70-point loss for your brother today, and now, if anything, it's going to be 5 or 8 points, if that much. So that's what the Jarrett family is busy calculating. Lap 297 of 312.
Well, this race for 5th place, next year these two guys will be teammates, but you can tell right now this is going to be a good team, multi-car or double-car team here. When you start talking about Ricky Rudd, where he's going to help Dale Jarrett, and Dale Jarrett's going to help Ricky Rudd, is the experience both those guys have and the maturity. They're going to help each other on tests. They're going to make the teams even better than they are right now. And that's scary to the people that run the 88 and the 28 next year.
Of course, Ricky Rudd still hoping to extend that streak of his to 17 years in a row with at least one victory. If it doesn't happen today, he's got the flat track at Homestead, Florida next week, and then Atlanta, where with Yates' power, you never know. He does have a victory in Atlanta in his career, but the opportunities are down to just another couple, it seems, because today he's not likely to make up 11 seconds and grab a victory.
Eli, one little caution and the whole world changes.
That's
Anything
true.
can happen in racing.
Yeah, and remember 95. Everybody thought, oh, he's not going to do it. Can't possibly happen until he came here. And this was next to the last race in 95 when Ricky Rudd won.
If things remain as is and Tony Stewart wins, it would also keep that streak alive of not seeing guys in the top 10 win here at Phoenix, because Tony started in the 11th spot today, and he said in the pre-race show, no guarantees here, because the top 10 has not yielded the success here that it has at other racetracks. Looking back, there comes Kyle Petty right there in 8th place. Only had a couple of top 10s in 1998. And this would be his 8th top 10 for Kyle this year. Matter of fact, he picked up another spot. He matches best of the year. He's had about 3 7th place finishes, now running in 8th. You know, it seems, and you guys can share your observation too, it's, you know, as fun-loving and as loose and as oftentimes walking to the beat of his own drummer that Kyle is, it seems that in the last part of this season, he's gotten a whole lot more serious about the business of racing because of his son, because of his responsibilities at Petty Enterprises. He seems to be a more mature, more serious Kyle Petty.
Let me tell you, going back to Petty Engineering wasn't the worst move that kid could make. He's back under the influence of his father, Richard Petty, and anyone that knows anything about racing knows that family unity they have there, that makes these guys, that's what made Richard Petty what he was his brother building the motors, his father involved in the race team there. The Petty Enterprise is very, very strong organization.
And even though he's retired now, Dale Inman is still around. He'll slap Kyle upside the head if he doesn't pay attention. I mean, but it's a good, healthy feeling. Look at that move right there. As Burton and Labonte scramble for a spot, that'll be third place up for grabs.
Labonte knows he has to get up there. He's still in the points race, and every point he can get right now is very important. But passing Jeff Burton like he's doing right now, that's a power move, because Jeff Burton usually gets better near the end of the race. It looks to me like Jeff is having a problem though handling right now.
A lot of fire coming out of the exhaust pipe of Jeff Burton's car. That's pretty typical. We see that a lot with the number 99, particularly late in the race. Not a problem. Jack Roush just pours the fuel to it to get as much power out of his engines as he can.
All of this in the heat of the day here in Phoenix. Only 2:55 in the afternoon. 80 degrees plus outside. But with the intermittent cloud cover, the track has never really gotten unmanageable here today.
Yeah, but the sun popped back out again, and you know some of the cars that were a little more dominant have fallen in the racetrack gets out the slick. Tony Stewart not being one of them, though.
Yeah. Nothing has affected him today. I mean, whether it's hot, whether it's cool, whether it's cloudy, whether it's sunshine, I mean, nothing has taken that Home Depot machine off its rail.
And it kind of started that way when they unloaded that race car. They did their practice lap, took it in, made some changes, and went right back to where they were before they changed anything on the car, and that's the way they timed it.
5 laps to go, Ralph, and it's still 2.8 seconds of a lead.
Eli, first Tony Stewart radioed in. They told him, Tony, just stay calm, stay calm. He said, babe, if I get any calmer, I'd be in a coma. Then he pulled up behind the 28 of Kenny Irwin. You might remember those two had a little bit of a scuffle a few weeks back in Martinsville. Tony said, boy, for a guy driving with just half a squad, he's doing a pretty darn good job out here today. I guess you can forget about tough things and your old racing troubles when you're having a good day.
Yeah, and when you can do what he just did there, he passed the car on the outside, turned hard left, went by the 9 car there. When you can do that, it's fun driving a race car. Right now, I guarantee you couldn't pay him the money that he would feel that he's being out there in that great race car today is absolutely, he'd drive it for nothing.
You know what else, guys? Bill Sloboda over here just doing some ciphering, as we say. And it looks like Ford will clinch the manufacturer's title. We talked about it before. But right now, with a Pontiac leading and a Ford second, and then a Pontiac third, and a Ford, then fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and a Pontiac, you don't get to a Chevy until you drop way back to 9th spot. If nothing changes right there, Ford will clinch the manufacturer's title here today. And now we've got a couple of laps to go. Less than 2 miles remaining.
Jarrett made a run there on Ricky Rudd just a second ago and got caught up behind a couple of lap cars there and had to back out of the throttle, or he might have got the 5th place away from Ricky Rudd.
All the while, Jarrett, he'll come home 5th or 6th. That'll be enough to continue his way towards a championship. White flag in the air for that man. Tony Stewart, who started 11th, would become only the 2nd driver to win 2 races in his rookie season. Davey Allison, the other in 1987. Tony Stewart off the corner. Checkered flag. Tony Stewart wins at Phoenix International Raceway, the 7th Pontiac win of the year. There's a scramble right now for position. That is 10th and 11th. Gordon and Earnhardt. That is for position into turns 3 and 4. For 10th place.
Gordon puts a slide job on him. Earnhardt turned down under him.
Gordon hangs on, grabs the position. 10th for Gordon, 11th for Earnhardt. But Tony Stewart is the winner. His 11th top 5 of the year and his 20th top 10 finish of 1999. Yes, sir, you did it. We're back to victory lane.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
You know, my first racing days were pretty rough. With my wheels set so close together, I was always getting loose in the turns. Now that I'm trading paint with the big boys, wider is better.
The Wide Track Grand Prix delivers precise control in the corners. No wonder it's been selected official pace car of NASCAR.
There's no getting around it. Wider
Wider is better. The Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac. Now you can lease the 2000 Grand Prix GT sedan for as low as $275 a month. Call for important lease details. See your local Pontiac dealer today.
This is power. Unstoppable power. The power in new Duracell Ultra, the most powerful alkaline battery in the world. The power for more pictures, faster flashes, more sound, and ultra performance in whatever it powers. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
They're the kind of folks who take pride in taking care of their car. Who'd rather take the time, save the money, by doing the job themselves. In other words, they're the kind of people who turn to AutoZone every week. And while they come to us for the quality parts, for the everyday low price, sometimes they come just for the advice. And that's okay. Because at AutoZone, giving people what they need is what we're all about.
And now back to TNN Salute to Motorsports.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Checker Auto Parts Duralube 500 has been brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By the Wide Track Grand Prix, by Pontiac, wider is better. And by Duracell, the remarkable power of new Duracell Ultra. More power, more life. Back in Phoenix, not only has that man won for the second time in his rookie season, he has unofficially moved into 4th place in NASCAR Winston Cup points. Let's go to Victory Lane.
And Tony Stewart unbuckles all the seat belts and everything else. The helmet jumps up here for a little celebration. Going to destroy the top of the race car, but he didn't get me with the Gatorade. Congratulations, Tony Stewart. What a great race car and what a magnificent job you did in that great race car.
Wasn't me today. It was my pit crew. I mean, they got us down on that last stop and took a 2.5 lead and turned it into a 3-second lead. So it gave me the comfort to go ahead and run where I needed to run.
Well, Tony, you've had some laps on this racetrack. Did that come into play? Did that help? You looked like you were good right from the get-go.
Sure didn't hurt anything. I mean, I've run so many cars here. I know every ounce of this racetrack as far as, you know, whatever the car is doing, how to make it change its handling. So, you know, we had a really good car today, and it wasn't off very far, and we just got to enjoy the ride today.
Now, we heard some of the conversation that you were having with Greg on the radio there, and you seemed to be in a pretty good mood all day long. You kind of knew you had the car to do the job, didn't you?
Yeah, we've needed to get in a good mood again. We've had a rough last 3 races, so, you know, I was in a good mood all weekend. I mean, this is just one of those places that's magic to me, and, you know, for some reason, we just always run good here.
Second victory of the year, starting this year, your rookie season in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Did you ever think that you would visit Victory Lane twice?
Shoot, I didn't think I'd show up once, let alone twice. So it's just a great honor. I mean, Joe Gibbs Racing and everybody at Home Depot and Rigid and Husky and, you know, the Goodyear tires were very, very consistent all day today. And this is the man right here. Good job, man.
And he's getting congratulations from his crew chief, Greg Zippodelli. Now, one more thing, Tony, by our count, that moved you back into 4th place in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings. Another awesome show for a guy in his rookie year.
That's good. I got people calling me every week wanting me to kick Gordon's rear end, so I'm glad I can hold up my end of the deal finally.
Okay, we're going to let him celebrate a little. He gives Greg a big hug there, and let's go to Ralph.
Well, I'm standing by with Bobby Labonte, who came into this race. Now you're 2nd in the point still and 3rd in the race today. You really had to race hard at the end there to hold on. Tell me about those last few laps.
Well, we made an adjustment on our Interstate Pontiac to get it better on a short run. We weren't quite that good there on a short run for a while, but we got better as it went. And then we made that adjustment. We caught past the 43 car, which he got 2 tires, and passed Jeff Burton there at the end with about 10 to go. And, I mean, it was just it was hard racing right there at the end. We knew we had 40 laps to go and didn't really care about anything after the checker flag. Wasn't trying to save anything.
Now, Dale Jarrett looked like he was really going to have a bad day today, but he fought back into contention to gain a few points and not really lose a whole lot of ground to you. Tell me the mental mode as you end up going into Homestead with him finishing 6th today.
Well, you know, the way it was is that he had to finish you know, if he finished 43rd, we won, led the most laps for like 90-some-odd points behind. It really didn't matter because I didn't know if I could lead all the laps, and I knew he wasn't going to finish last. So we had a good run for our Interstate Pontiac, and, you know, I guess we just get to go to Homestead and say, well, we got a mathematical chance, but it's pretty much over. So, but hey, we had a great run today. That's the key. We don't usually run good here.
Mathematical chances. Still a chance, Eli.
It is, but right now the word is that Jarrett needs to finish only 31st or better in the remaining 2 races, regardless of what Bobby Labonte does. There you see some of the magnificent countryside that surrounds Phoenix International Raceway. Back with lots more right after this.
You know, this place reminds me of a guy I knew named Julius.
Another Darrell Waltrip story.
Oh, really, really. This guy, he was in the junkyard one day, kicking around, and he found a rocket booster. So he says, I'm going to set myself a land speed record. Now, he got that thing up to speed. He hit the switch. He took off into outer space.
So whatever happened to him?
He came down out here somewhere.
Get out of here.
Oh,
that is
Now, Kmart.
Hold it, Harry. You know you can't use Duraloop fuel treatment in your Indy car. It's an unfair advantage.
I'm not allowed to use the swag in my Indy car, but in my road car, I want to do a loop advantage.
Duraloop is scientifically formulated to clean, condition, and protect your fuel system for a smoother running engine with more power and less harmful emissions. Duraloop fuel treatment, tomorrow's technology today.
This week on NASCAR Garage, we'll learn proper pit stall setup, visit with NASCAR inspectors, check out the Featherlight Southwest Series, and more.
NASCAR Garage, this weekend on the leader for motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
Also, my friends have already had sex, and they're going into 8th grade.
Temptations, peer pressures.
Me and a lot of boys think about one thing. People have older friends or older brothers who, like, show you movies and stuff like that. I have been asked once.
I wonder what she wants to do, you know.
They think that they get attention by saying that they're not virgins anymore.
He gets more exposed to stuff. My friends, they just really into boys. And you start seeing it, and then it becomes like a pretty normal thing.
Oh, what are you going to do this weekend? GoHamptonRoads.com has the answer 24/7. Oh, it's your girlfriend. You're supposed to go out tonight? Quick, go to GoHamptonRoads.com. It's fast. Check out the entertainment calendar. Movies, concerts, events, it's all there. She might want to see that sappy musical, and there's a great restaurant around the corner. Yes! You say, hey, easy. I got everything planned. So what are you going to do? GoHamptonRoads.com has the answer 24/7. Use it daily. That's for locals only.
Welcome back, everybody. You see so many families here at Phoenix International Raceway, and parents, when your kids are going out, don't be afraid to ask them where they're going and what they'll be doing. Get to know your kids, their friends, and the parents of your children's friends. The more familiar you are with your kids' surroundings, the easier it is for you to notice if something is wrong. Parents, the anti-drug. Just bring your kids to the racetrack. Always a good way to keep an eye on them and have a great time together. Tony Stewart wins. Mark Martin comes home second. Bobby Labonte third. Jeff Burton comes home an impressive fourth. Glenn?
Yeah, he came from ways back through there. Boy, you had a great run early on. Looked like the car was pretty good, but right at the end of the race, looked like it went away a little bit on you, Jeff.
Well, we weren't very good on long runs, and then we would have been real good on that last long run. It was way too tight at the end, but that would have paid off later on. But of course, it was a short run. We just never quite got our adjustments right. But I want to say our thoughts are with the Parrott family today. That's more important than this race. And Buddy lost his mother this week, and we really missed him this week. He's a big part of this race team, and we're thinking about that whole family. That's more important than this stuff.
Jeff, this racetrack seems to you can have a hold on it, and it seems like all at once it just really goes away. What is it about this place?
I don't know. You know, my Busch car, I had the fastest car here all week in the Busch car. We started that race yesterday, and we weren't even close to being the fastest car. And then today, we just never quite got the thing where we needed. We started out pretty decent, but on that first long run, it got real loose. But I'm not about to start complaining. It's hard to run up front in these races, and if you're not close to perfect, you can't do it.
Well, you know, I got to give you credit. You just came out of a 500-kilometer race, and you look like you've been out playing an afternoon round of golf.
Well, if you ever saw me play golf, you'd understand why this is easier than playing golf.
Okay, Jeff Burton, great top 5 run today.
It was a super run for him, as you see the main grandstands here at Phoenix International Raceway and the blue skies overhead. Another record crowd. They keep adding seats and adding seats. There you see the Estrella Mountains that ring this racetrack. We're about 20 miles or so outside of downtown Phoenix. The Bass Pro Shops having their hot air balloon on hand. It's always a festive atmosphere wherever the NASCAR Winston Cup Series goes racing. Let's check out the full field rundown, and that will clinch the manufacturer's title for Ford, because Chevy doesn't come home until way back down there in 9th spot. So Ford, by our calculations, will win the manufacturer's title for 1999. Chad Little finished in 16th, guys, but he had himself a good day. David Green in 12th.
Yeah, he did have Chad Little had a great run today. A bunch of these guys ran very, very well. The only problem was Tony Stewart was running great.
Yeah, indeed so. Jeffrey Bodine had to settle for 22nd. Unfortunate as well, as he was running early. He was right up there in the top couple or three.
Yeah, they knew he was here, and I'll tell you what, that team is looking better and better. It seems with each race, they just do better than they did the race before. They'll be a force next year.
And the fellas who were in the garage, either when the day ended or for an extended stay, Jeremy Mayfield, Brett Bodine, and Derek Cope, the first retiree. See those cactus? They say for every arm you see on the cactus, it's 100 years worth of age. That's an old cactus sitting right there.
Boy, he's a fountain of just knowledge. I'm telling you. Who told you that?
I don't know. Some old guy who was here when they planted it. Steve is with John Andretti downstairs.
And Eli, John Andretti, tell us about your day. You started from the pole, finished 8th.
Yeah, it's pretty uneventful. We stayed out of trouble. I think that we had a pretty good car. When the track was pretty grippy at the beginning, we could run pretty good and without trying real hard. And then as the track slicked up, kept making adjustments on and kept getting it better. But, you know, you got to be right on to be right at the front of one of these races, because somebody's going to hit it right.
Well, we know it was an emotional weekend for you, losing your grandfather. You proved you and your family are true racers.
Well, thanks. And, yeah, it's been tough, but fortunately I made it through it.
Thank you.
John Andretti had himself a very emotional week, indeed so, with then our condolences to Mario and everybody in the Andretti family. Inside the production truck as we wind things up here in Phoenix.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. Where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
In our family, men lose their hair early.
Thank you.
By the time we hit 30, we don't have to invest much in combs. So I started using Rogaine when I was like 28, at the first sign of fallout. Before I looked like I needed it, because I know I would. So there I am. I've been using Rogaine for about 2 years now, right at the source of the problem, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have. Look, I love my dad. I'm just not in a rush to look like him. Simple, safe, smart. Rogaine. It's stronger than heredity.
No, kids are not a burden. Sometimes you might think maybe they are. I mean, every once in a while, but, yeah, it's just like this guidance, you know. You just guide them into appreciating just the good things in life and the things that'll give them true happiness. And someday you gotta let them go, and it's hard. It's hard to let them go.
Guide your car to true happiness. Chevron with Techron.
I'm a crier. I mean, just thinking about it makes me cry.
Hey, do you want to ride?
Sure.
You're going to have to squeeze in the back. With us.
Okay.
Can life get any better than this?
We have an extra Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. Do you want it?
Yes, it can.
We call it Hamburger Bliss.
Welcome back, everybody. That's one of the brand new bridges that they have built over some of the dry river beds here at Phoenix International Raceway to help get the flow of traffic out towards Interstate 10. And that's a great overhead view of Truly a wonderful location for racing here in the desert Southwest. The fans here just love their racing. Glenn Jarrett's downstairs. He's got Jeff Gordon, who came home in 10th spot. Glenn?
Yeah, and it was a pretty thrilling battle there right at the end, Jeff, but I know it wasn't for the position you wanted.
Yeah, that's about the most thrilling thing that happened today. Yeah, we started off the race really good. I thought, hey, man, we're gonna have a shot at this thing. And car, you know, went away from me there in the long run, and the track just kept getting tighter and tighter. My car did. It just kept getting tighter and tighter. It sounded like some other guys started loose and got better, and we just couldn't get it freed up. I mean, we did everything in the world to try to free it up, and it just didn't happen. So at least I got to battle with somebody there at the end, and who better to battle with than Dale Earnhardt in the last lap, got us the top 10.
A question for you. You won the NASCAR Busch Series race yesterday, but happy hour was before the Busch race. Did that play into a lot of guys being off a little bit today?
Well, no, I don't know. You know, I thought that we practiced at a time that, you know, we would have been starting the race, but it is a little bit different when you get more rubber on the racetrack after that Busch race. You learn a little bit more, but you know, just going to show you that Busch race doesn't show you a whole lot.
Okay, Jeff Gordon is waiting to catch a helicopter, and we're not going to stand in his way.
All right, guys, thank you very much downstairs on the pit lane in the garage area. Here at Phoenix International, remember 1997, Dale Jarrett came from nearly a lap down, passing the entire field into the green flag to claim his first victory here at Phoenix International Raceway. The win would leave Jarrett a shot at the championship in Atlanta. Well, now heading to Homestead in Atlanta, Jarrett's magic number is 31st or better. Steve?
Well, Dale Jarrett's just gotten out of the car. Dale, I guess you did what you had to do, all things considered.
Had a great race car. Just one of those things I've been talking about. You never know what'll happen, and sitting there leading the race, and car's in great shape, and have a flat tire, and you know, you lose a lap, and then it's a struggle from there. So the guys did a fantastic job in the pits, gaining us some positions, and we had a good race car. Just car got a little tight there. Looks like it got a little cloudy and got a little tight at the end, but another top 10, so pretty good.
Dale, I know racers always want to win races, but having just climbed out of the car, are you pleased with where you are at the end of this race?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I guess Bobby gained a few points on us, but not too many. And we go to Homestead next week and do our job, and, you know, we finish in the top 10, and that should pretty much do it for us.
Dale, any idea how you cut the tire? Some of the guys on the team thought you ran over something.
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure. I just know everything was fine. I went off into turn one and wouldn't turn and tried to make a couple laps to make sure of what it was, and it was the right front, so I guess I just ran over something. Just one of those breaks that you have, but like this team's done all year, they kept fighting back, and they didn't ever give up and got us to top 10.
Good luck at Homestead.
Hey, thanks.
All right, so the point standings now will have Dale Jarrett up by 231. And again, that translates to a 31st place finish or better at both Homestead and Atlanta. The championship is his, regardless of what Bobby Labonte does. Back in a moment.
Stay tuned. There's more of TNN Salute the Motorsports.
Just because you're in front doesn't mean you sit back and watch the others try and catch up. If you can make a great thing better, you do it. And that's what they've done with today's Mobil 1 Tri-Synthetic. That's a bit of a mouthful, but basically it means Mobil 1 protects against engine wear better than ever before. Helps your anti-pollution gear work better too. For me, using anything less just isn't an option.
Get this Jeremy Mayfield race car free with a Mobil 1 oil change or 6-pack at participating outlets.
I hate to be a worry ward, but we're just not going to take any chances around here. I mean, we could be without power, without resources. The experts are split on the effects it could have. Watch your step. It could be bedlam, so we're stocking up. And when the millennium hits, we'll be ready.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo. Green. The side you show the world is up to you.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and look natural? Get Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Brush in and in 5 minutes, gray is gone.
No one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Bet I know where he's going. The Ace getting in the spirit sale. Ace is a place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back, everybody, as the fans head towards the exits here at Phoenix International Raceway, having seen Tony Stewart win for the second time in his rookie season. Hey, listen, if you're a hardcore motorsports fan, then you're going to want to enter the TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat Sweepstakes. You could be one of 50 first prize winners of a Sega Dreamcast TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat game, or the grand prize winner of a Sega Dreamcast game console and a TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat game. All you have to do to enter is get online, go to the internet, and just follow the official online entry form instructions available at country.com. Or you can send your name, your age, a complete address and phone number with the area code on a 5x7 postcard to that address. You see, TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat Sweepstakes, TNN Station, P.O. Box 3582, Southbury, Connecticut 06488. Entries must be received by midnight Eastern Time on November the 21st of this year. And you'll be a grand prize winner just in time for Christmas. Kyle Petty came home in 7th today, 4th time this year, Ralph, that guy has come home in 7th.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good season, especially the back half here, Kyle. This car's really starting to come around pretty good, and seems like working with John Andretti, and you guys are both really stepping up to the plate. Where is this team now, and how strong is it as you head towards 2000?
I think that's our big goal. I think there's been a lot of changes at Petty Enterprise this year. We've had major expansion with our building, with our equipment. And we said when we did it, when we made our press announcement, when we did our stuff, it was going to take time. It's beginning to pay off. I think our motors were exceptional out here. And that was big because the guys in the motor rooms have worked really, really hard. And Rick Mann and those guys is just beginning to pay off with our CNC stuff. So we're looking forward to next year. But you couldn't have a better teammate than John Andretti and Robbie Loomis and Rick Mann and that crowd over there. They helped us. Doug made some great calls today. And, we're able to come out with a top 10 finish, which is lucky.
Hey, Glenn.
Okay, thanks, Ralph. We've caught up with Robert Yates, and Robert, my question is, you're a couple steps closer to that first ever title. Are you nervous?
Well, it's still, we still could lose this thing, but we didn't lose a lot. We came here, we're not stroking. I mean, we went to the front and stayed there until we cut a right front tire and had an awesome car so we could get that lap back. Boy, we'd like to have put some points on the other side. Didn't work out, but we still had a great car, had a shot to win. 2 more shots to win this season, I guess the way we look at it. But it's tough. I mean, certainly starting this race was real edgy on just what engine, what combination we run, how risky can we be. Tell you, they changed valve springs on the airplane flying the engine out here, I believe, 2 or 3 times. And, of course, the 18 car changed engine last night with some of their parts. So that's what's going on. While we stand around and look like we're on vacation, we've got guys back at home working hard and running engine cycles of, I think we ran 3 or 4 races this week on some of our parts. Made a decision to come change the parts. Homestead test last week, we broke a part in 98 laps, so we had to jump on that. So it's not just one of these laid-back deals, do what you've been doing all year. Parts change. It seems like you can never get through a full season without something going wrong with some of your vendors and some of your engine parts. So a lot of behind-the-scenes work that the 18 and 20 and our team and certainly Roush that goes on. It's not just load the stuff up, put it in the truck, and go racing. There's a lot behind the scenes.
Okay, thanks a lot, Robert Yates, and you can tell they will be well prepared.
They are well prepared, and that's true. A very, very busy business getting ready to go racing. Back for a final thought or two from Phoenix right after this.
The rigid 10-inch table saw powers through even the toughest hardwoods. The oscillating sander converts from spindle to edge belt sanding in seconds. Engineered for power and precision, each and every rigid tool carries a lifetime warranty. But when it comes to something with even more power, rigid's got that too. Rigid. Available at the Home Depot.
Hey! He's in the garage. Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil. And for long-lasting glossy tires, spray on Black Magic Tire Wet, the original waterproof shine.
I know the truth. About Roswell. About cloning. About tires. And I have proof. That Boys has tires from 4 for $99 in 9 sizes. And the Futura SEs at 4 for $199. Motor Trend says they're an affordable alternative to more expensive tires. Get the tape! Tires like.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Everything you get. Hide the truth.
Victory Lane ceremonies continuing here at Phoenix International Raceway. Tony Stewart picks up his second win of the 1999 season, and in the process moves up to 4th place in NASCAR Winston Cup Series points. When we come back, we'll put the cap on this season for TNN's coverage. The fans had a good day. Hope you did as well. Back with a final thought in just a moment.
The Burger King Big Kids Meal. It has more of the great-tasting food your kids love. Not to mention a little something else your kids may enjoy.
Pokemon.
Now inside every Burger King Big Kids meal you buy, your kids not only get more of the great-tasting food they love, they get Pokemon toys and limited edition trading cards from Pokemon the first movie. Come and catch them all.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. Kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey, Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
And now back to TNN Salute to Motorsports.
Back here at Phoenix International Raceway as the fans file out. They saw a good one today. Not a lot of cautions. A very safe race. And for that man right there, as the hugs continue from Joe Gibbs and Greg Zippadelli and the whole crew, Tony Stewart picks up another victory. Buddy Baker. It's been a while since we've seen a rookie of this stature come down the pike. How about 2000? Remember our conversation with Steve Burns on the pre-race show? Next year's rookie crop is going to be something special.
Can you imagine Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, all these young stars, and all the established stars?
Dave Blaney. I mean, there's some great names that are going to be around next year.
Yeah, and they're going to have to just keep adding more and more seats to these grandstands, and more folks are going to be watching it on television because these days, NASCAR is where it's at.
For TNN Motorsports, this is our final event of the year. Our friends at NBC take over at Homestead next week, and ESPN brings you the coverage from Atlanta. But it has been a season to remember for Dale Jarrett, for Tony Stewart, and for many of us here at TNN Motorsports who've had the pleasure of working with some of the best athletes and some of the best crew members as you could ask for in the world of motorsports. Is a first-time winner in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. trouble. Stewart has run out of fuel. Stewart has run out of fuel. Jeff Burton wins at New Hampshire. Indeed, it has been a season to remember. For Tony Stewart, a two-time winner as a rookie. For Dale Jarrett, on the verge of picking up his first NASCAR Winston Cup championship, and a season for us to remember because we thank you for the time that you have shared with us on these racing weekends. For Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, Glenn Jarrett, Ralph Shaheen, Steve Burns, I'm Eli Gold. Thanks for being with us on TNN.
TNN, America's country home, is a service of CBS Cable. Get ready to go behind the scenes. We've got your pit pass for NASCAR Garage. It's next on TNN Salute to Motorsports.
Car thieves steal more than just cars. Because of them, we all pay more for insurance and lose the services of officers whose time could be spent keeping our neighborhoods safe. Because of them, we all lose. But there is a way to make car thieves pay. If you have information about an auto theft or the theft of vehicle parts, call 1-800-947-HEAT. If your information leads to an arrest, you could get a reward of up to $10,000. Because of you, we all win.
Callers do not have to identify themselves or appear in court.
Okay, Bobby, what do you want for dinner?
I want pizza. No, wait. I want chicken. No, I want broccoli.
You want broccoli.
No, I want cherry cobbler.
Now at Golden Corral, your kids can have just about anything they can imagine for just $2.99.
I want mashed potatoes.
Really?
With gummy bears.
Even if it is a little odd. To go behind the scenes, we've got your pit pass for NASCAR Garage. It's next on TNN Salute to Motorsports.
For a NASCAR pit crew to turn a full pit stop in 18 seconds, and oftentimes it's even less than that, every motion needs to be perfectly choreographed.
Today on NASCAR Garage, we'll see exactly how they lay out that staging area early on race day. Plus, we'll see how NASCAR officials check the exhaust system and visit with a NASCAR Featherlight Southwest driver.
And how important is engine oil to a NASCAR racing machine? Like water to a fish, we'll see how that oil lubricates a 700-plus horsepower engine.
All that and more coming up. It's NASCAR Garage. You ever seen a mechanic go off because somebody tidied up his shop? They thought they were doing him a favor, and he can't find anything.
But he always knows where he left them last. For NASCAR pit crew members, there is definitely a place for everything, and organization is the key to those blazing pit stops.
We come out here about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we start out with our initial pit box. This is the box that carries everything that we'll need during the pit stop. Some of our hoses, our air wrenches, all of our extension cords, television monitors, everything that we'll need during the race to monitor what happens out on the racetrack as well as what happens when we come into pit road.
The familiar race day ritual of pit stall setup may seem routine, but for the 1998 Tosco 76 pit crew champions, it's sound preparation that separates the field.
The best way to have this pit set up is to have everything constant so that when you're 13 races into the season, you don't have to think about where's that fender roller, I need to get that thing, you know, it's always in the same spot. So if you need to grab it, it's there. And the guys are used to seeing it there. You might only need it 1 or 2 times during the year, but you're used to seeing it in that same spot, and somebody's going to grab that when they can. But what we'll do is set this jack out over the wall and determine where we want to stop the car. With the handle already extended, you can see that that's about the closest distance you want to get to the wall. So we'll set a tape mark out around here, and we'll put that in an area to where we can get far enough away from the wall to allow the jack man, the tire man, and everybody on that side, but not give them too much room where they're out on pit road and might get run over or something might happen there. When we roll the car out onto the line after inspection, we'll bring out our actual snap-on toolbox, and on it it'll have a list of what we need to do in case of an emergency situation. For example, let's say the clutch goes out or a transmission problem. One of the things on there might say that David Smith will hand a 7/16 wrench to Mike Skinner. Mike Skinner will start taking off the boot inside the car. You know, the jack man will jack up the car, and it'll give 2 names of people to put jack stands under the car. So that everybody has a specific job in order to make it as fast as possible.
While most stops are more routine, the Lowe's team knows that everyone can pay off big in seconds gained on the track.
We have another item right here. This is an actual wheel cutout. What we do is right before making a stop, you might see one of our changers come over and maybe take a couple of rounds with the gun and go over to lugs and make sure his gun's working good, as well as get himself into a routine and a pattern of going around there and getting warmed up. This is our actual stop sign for Mike to see when he comes down pit road, and this will connect onto this pole as we get it ready and extend it out over pit road. Here's the grill brush. Mike Hawkins, our engine tuner, he has that grill brush in his hands, and he gets that out there, scrapes off all the tire buildup on the front of the car. Sonny goes and cleans the windshield for us. This is to help get in between the tire and the fender in order to roll it out in case you knock a fender in. These hammers right here are dead blow and everything that we need in case we have to make major repairs on the car, or in case another team comes down here and wants to start trouble. On top of the pit box, you see our sign so that Mike can pick it up as he comes on the pit road. Then above that is our television monitor, our camera that goes back to our monitor so that we can tape every pit stop. You'll see right after a stop, everybody will kind of huddle around the back of the pit box here, and what we're looking at is to see if we can make any adjustments to our pit stop that might make it quicker the next time.
All eyes are on the crew during a pit stop, but there are some things that the fans never get to see.
One of the main things that you don't see is the pit crew getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to come to the racetrack and getting on an airplane in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at 4 o'clock and flying in here and starting to set up at 7 and really just squeaking by to get it done before the race starts. And then putting in a full day at the racetrack and turning around and going back home that night. Those are the kind of things that people don't get to see. And you have to be prepared for everything, and something new seems to happen almost every race. So you always will learn from what happens out there on pit road and what happens on the racetrack.
Leslie, I noticed at the start of the piece, a little sticker on the pit cart said 98 champion. What was that?
They won the 1998 Pit Crew Challenge at Rockingham. They completed a 4-tire change and added 14 gallons of fuel in 20.322 seconds.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
They win any money?
A little over $15,000 for winning it, and then the sponsor doubled it up.
Well, that was nice to Lowe's,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
More to come on NASCAR Garage. Stay right there.
You're watching TNN Salute the Motorsports.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
I hate to be a worry ward, but we're just not going to take any chances around here. I mean, we could be without power, without resources. The experts are split on the effects it could have. Watch your step. It could be bedlam, so we're stocking up. And when the millennium hits, we'll be ready.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil.
Hey! Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
It's new, it's cool, it's easy to use. It's an internet site that features over 350,000 name brand products, children instructions, and a place for people who love their car. www.wrenchhead.com. Register now. Proud sponsor of NASCAR Rocks.
Thursday
Thursday, it's Bill Engvall and the TNN Sofa Cinema.
You're going to love the flick this week. Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson are a pair of aces.
Bill's in San Francisco at Fisherman's Wharf, famous for its fine food.
Nobody knows good food better than me.
Eat up, Ace. You got no guarantee on tomorrow.
You think you can make a corn dog from crab cake?
That's a frog eat flies.
We're saving you a seat for the TNN Sofa Cinema.
Adios, amigos.
A pair of aces, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on the TNN Sofa Cinema.
Welcome back. You know, they run in Los Angeles and on the deserts of Arizona, and they provide some of the best racing anywhere on the continent. They are the teams of NASCAR's Featherlight Southwest Series.
But first, we're going to see how motor oil can take all that abuse, whether in a race car or in your car at home, and still deliver loads of horsepower.
If you happen to get lucky like Uncle Jed did and find a bubbling crude in the backyard, you will definitely have some extra walking around money, but you'll hardly be prepared to provide oil and lubricant to Winston Cup Racing. We're with Gary Nelson, Winston Cup Director, and Lou Burke from Union 76. And Lou, it truly is a long way from the ground to a finished product. It's complicated.
It is. There's a lot of different components that are in a finished product, and we spend a lot of time in laboratories and in engines making sure it works for a Cup car as well as in your car.
What's a crew chief thinking about when he selects his oil?
Well, all that crew chief wants to do is win a race. He wants the most power he can get. But one of the things that horsepower does is puts a high demand on the engine oil. That oil film needs to stay between a surface like this bearing and the crankshaft. If that film ever goes away, the engine's done.
Okay, Lou, it must work because over half the field on any given Sunday takes the green flag with this aboard. How do you mix it?
Well, the first thing that's in a finished lubricant is the oil, the base oil. This is a low viscosity base oil. It's a pretty common thing in most engine oils. And here's a higher viscosity base oil. These provide that oil film that Gary talked about in those bearings.
What about cold start? How hard is that on bearings? Is that a bad thing?
Well, you want to make sure the oil moves when it's cold. So it's got to be the right viscosity when it's cold, but not too thin when it's hot. This additive, a viscosity index improver, which is a long polymer, goes in the oil to make sure that it is not too thick or too thin. So it's the right viscosity, right temperature.
And, of course, when it gets to high temperature, which Cup cars do, that's at a premium. That's important.
Well, the horsepower, like I said, is the key to it. Cam lobes like this one, the bigger the cam is, or the bigger this lobe is, gives you more horsepower. The problem is with the high spring pressures the Winston Cup engines have to use, it pushes this flat lifter against this camshaft. As it comes over this lobe, if you lose that oil film, you're done for sure.
So when they take the current cam, so to speak, you have the perfect oil for it, and they'll make a different cam and give you a new challenge.
They are always pushing the envelope with us, but one of the things that happens there is that in environment, it's not just oil that takes care of it. You have to put an extra additive in to make sure it don't get wear, and that's an anti-wear additive. And that is in part of this mixture of different additives. This also includes the detergents and dispersants that keep your engine clean.
Clean of the very, very tiny particles that the filters miss?
That's right. The oil's supposed to hold those particles until you drain your oil. It's the oil's job to get dirty.
Okay, now let's go to the engine.
All right.
I can take this oil pan off this cutaway engine, and that reveals the crankcase.
Well, the crankcase to us really is the business end of the engine. This is where we need to make sure we take care of the main bearings and the rod bearings and the wrist pin. That puts where all that additives we talked before, this is where they do their work.
And Gary, it really is astounding how much activity takes place down here.
Well, you can imagine this crankshaft turning 9,000 RPM. These rods, these pistons, the crankshaft itself are just going at an unbelievable speed.
Lou, with that kind of revolution going on, these many parts moving, do you create whipping action with the oil?
You do, and you whip a lot of air in with your oil and make foam. In fact, foaming is a stress point that a Cup car does that your car doesn't do so much. And we have to put additives in to make sure that that foam gets broken quickly, because if you get air into one of these mains, you'll wipe that bearing and be behind the wall.
Right behind the wall. Where does the foam get taken out of the system here?
But when you think about it, the oil flows out between the...
I'm the driver of the 17K in the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Series division. I've been driving in the series for 5 years now. I made my start in the dirt in Phoenix in 1988 with the help of my grandmother, Catherine, hence the K in 17K. prior to the Copper World Classic, which is the second event of our series. We went into this show, my wife and I actually were discussing missing children, and we didn't have any sponsorship commitments, so we decided to put Mikhail Biggs, a missing child out of Mesa, on the hood in an effort to gain some exposure for the family, hopefully help her. Since then, we have hooked up with the nation's Missing Children's Organization and are attempting to go nationwide with this campaign, a public awareness campaign. In my 5 years of racing in the NASCAR Federal Southwest Series division, my best finish has been third. Although in 1996 I was awarded by my peers the Most Improved Driver. This is an accomplishment I'm very proud of. My intentions running in the series right now is to move up to Winston West in the near future, hopefully. This LTR racing engine is typical of the Southwest Series rulebook, being it's a 9.5-1 compression, 358 cubic inch small block Chevrolet, utilizing a 390 CFM 4-barrel Holly, making 540 horsepower, just a little bit more than 460 foot-pound of torque, making this a monster.
Hi, I'm not your typical pretty boy driver. I actually work on these cars. I put about 30, 40 hours in a week. Although I'm very fortunate to have a very solid team with me. Some of my best friends and my family. My mom and pop own this race car and my team. My brother's my spotter. I have another brother who fuels for me. Other than that, majority of the guys are volunteers, and we're very fortunate to have them. As a spectator, you can look for a couple of things out on the racetrack from this series. Basically, the car acting erratically due to tire wear or maybe fuel loss late in the race. This will cause the car to do something funny. There's also something you should consider as you're watching. The driver's fatiguing. It's very hot in these cars. The one thing that you're guaranteed of, the NASCAR Federal Southwest Series will offer you the best show in the West.
Coming up, we'll find out exactly what NASCAR officials are looking for when they check the exhaust system.
Plus, a little later, we'll find out what you get when you mix a little carbon, a pinch of Kevlar, and a dash of graphite, and what it has to do with the race car and your car as well. Stay with us.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high-compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
Look out, motorists. Old Man Winter's out to get you.
You're cold and cool and you don't fight fair. That's okay. See if I care.
No matter what winter throws at you, Prestone Antifreeze is how you play fair.
Hit me with your best shot.
Kick Old Man Winter in the teeth with the #1 way to fight corrosion and protect your aluminum radiator to 84 below.
Hit me with your best shot.
Get in the Prestone zone so nothing can stop you now.
Some occasions aren't found on any calendar, but when they happen, you find a way to celebrate. A meal together, the taste of fresh seafood, an escape from the ordinary. Celebrate one special moment with another. Find a reason to escape to Red Lobster.
I don't mind sitting in traffic as long as I get Chevron with Techron. I feel great no matter where I am.
Make your car feel great. Use Chevron with Techron.
It's a party. It's like a tailgate party.
Thursday, it's Bill Engvall and the TNN Sofa Cinema.
Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson are a pair of aces.
Bill's in San Francisco at Fisherman's Wharf, famous for its fine food.
You got base. There's a froggy flats.
A pair of aces, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on TNN.
It's the fastest week on TV. TNN Salute the Motorsports. So hang on. This week's gonna go by fast. And now back to TNN Salute the Motorsports.
It may be just a blast of noise to some, but it's sweet music to race fans. Whatever melody you hear in the exhaust tune of a NASCAR racing machine, you can be sure that NASCAR officials have checked to be sure it's in harmony with the rule book.
This is a NASCAR Winston Cup rule book, These fellows are NASCAR Winston Cup inspectors. They know the rules cover to cover. I also understand why. Gentlemen, I need some help. The subject, engine exhaust systems. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Tubing must not cross over or under the engine. Who's got it?
I got it.
Let me illustrate.
On this particular application, we do not want to run the exhaust over the top of the engine because it could compromise the spark plug wire insulation and the air cleaner. If you run it underneath, you would lose ground clearance. You also would have a heating effect of the exhaust in the oil pan. Therefore, we want to run it straight back.
Okay, thank you. Now, pipes must have minimum ground clearance of 3 inches. Rockers and quarters cannot be notched to achieve this. They must extend past the driver to the edge of the car beneath the frame in front of the rear wheels. Who's got that one?
I got it.
Here.
I got it. What you got to do is you want to get the exhaust out from under the car, maintain the ground clearance. That means if they were to cut into the frame to raise the exhaust, that's going to hurt the structural integrity of the frame that we work so hard on. And also, if the exhaust was to come out the back of the car, there you get into that close competition that we have. It would be overheating all the cars trying to follow him.
Okay, and it would also keep the fumes out of the cockpit around the driver, and I think that's pretty important as well. Now, the exit of the pipe cannot exceed 11 inches single or 22 inches double. Who's got that one?
I got it.
Gene's got it.
Okay, Chris, what we're talking about is this outlet, maximum of 11 inches for a single pipe,
right,
or 22 inches for a double.
So we don't get those long, narrow things we used to see at the super speedways that run all the way up, really under the driver's compartment.
Exactly.
Okay. Great answers, gentlemen. Now I'll let you get back to work. Except for you, Brian. Come on over here. I got a question for you.
Well, looks like you saved the best for last.
Good planning. And really, these systems are good planning, too. It's an area on the car where the teams have some creative license, don't they?
Well, it sure is. The exhaust system on a car is as important as setting up the carburetor or setting the timing for the engine.
Okay, what are we looking at down here?
Here we have a standard H-pattern exhaust system. This was an old-style system. Now, some of the teams have tested on the dynos and stuff, and they have this new-style system that they found something in this that wasn't in there.
And the exhaust goes through quicker, a little more horsepower sometimes.
Exactly. That whatever comes in has got to come out.
Okay.
And even on these header pipes here, they can do a lot of work with these radiuses, get these radiuses smooth, and even shorten these pipes up, and that'll really help them out at Daytona and Talladega.
You know, you get to see all the new ideas that come through the inspection bay as they evolve. That's got to be a great deal of fun.
Oh, it is. I mean, you just, every day, you're just sitting there saying, man, it's just, you can't believe how smart these guys are.
The object is still to get to the finish line first, go faster and faster. But every NASCAR Winston Cup race team has to build into its car a method to slow them down and bring them to a stop. For that, NASCAR looks to these people who build brakes for Raybestos. We're with Roger Hogaboom, who is the director of motorsports at Raybestos. And of course, motorsports is your focus, but you do have to, in your job, pay attention to the consumer side because they're kind of closely allied.
Yes, they are. And I always attend the R&D meetings, plus I have to know about the aftermarket products as well.
Well, a lot of them are performance-related. There's kind of an in-between ground between the regular car performance and the racing.
Yes, there is.
Okay, let's go through some of these products on the table, and you can tell me exactly what they are. This particular pad right here has what application?
This is the high-performance pad called Boot Stop. It's for those cars like the Mustangs, Corvettes, or even some of the higher pickups that have a problem stopping. This gives you a little more stopping power.
Okay, this next one I think is a performance product as well.
Yes, this is our PG Plus, and it would be found on your regular passenger car.
Okay, I'll reach for this one, and I think any Winston Cup fan will recognize it. That is a racing pad.
Yes, this is the Winston Cup pad here. Of course, you can tell the thickness here. This is about 25 millimeters thick.
Great stopping power.
Great stopping power, but it needs a lot of heat to work.
And we'll get more to that in just a moment. Tell me about the ingredients. How closely allied are they as they mix this together?
Well, there are some ingredients that might be the same, but there would be some differences.
And same with manufacturing?
Same with manufacturing.
The key to the whole thing, I believe, is choosing the right piece, the right pad, the right mix for your application, not someone else's.
That's exactly right.
This won't stop a Corvette.
This will not stop a Corvette because, as I mentioned earlier, this takes a lot of heat. Up to 1,500 degrees this will withstand. If you tried that with this pad or any aftermarket pad, it would disintegrate or just boil the brake fluid on you.
And that's where this shop comes in. This is where R&D is done, and we find out what works best here and there.
That's exactly right.
And you pay a lot of attention to that.
I pay a lot of attention to that.
How much feedback do you have from the consumer market, R&D, and the racetrack?
We get a lot of feedback from the consumer, the racetrack. Naturally, we get a lot of feedback from, and we get a tremendous amount of feedback here from Chris and the guys at the R&D lab.
Well, good luck to you, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you soon again. Now, next time, we're going to take some of the ingredients that are in bins just over there, put them all together, and start the manufacturing process.
So, Chris, am I right in understanding that you can actually customize the brakes depending on an application?
Absolutely. You know, some of the ingredients you talked about a while ago, Kevlar and carbon and graphite and so on, those are mixed in different proportions to do different jobs. At Raybestos, they have about 36 different elements that they can put into a compound for heat distribution or just a bonding agent to hold it together, extra friction or whatever. It's fairly complex.
Very detailed science.
Absolutely.
There's more to come here on NASCAR Garage. Stay with us.
If you have questions or comments, write us at NASCAR Garage, care of TNN Viewer Services, 2806 Opryland Drive, Nashville, Tennessee, 37214. And be sure to visit NASCAR Garage online at NASCAR.com.
For full race reports, the latest news, statistics, photos, and much more, nothing beats NASCAR Winston Cup Scene, the nation's largest auto racing weekly. Subscribe today at 1-800-883-7323.
You're watching TNN Salute the Motorsports.
NASCAR driver Jeff Burton goes head-to-head with everyday driver Eileen.
My car has a 750 horsepower high-compression engine.
My car has an engine.
I can cruise all afternoon at 180 miles per hour.
I'll stick to 55, thanks.
I start my engine with a powerful Exide NASCAR Select battery.
Me too. Thanks.
The Exide NASCAR Select battery. It's not just for race cars.
I hate to be a worry ward, but we're just not going to take any chances around here. I mean, we could be without power, without resources. The experts are split on the effects it could have. Watch your step. It could be bedlam, so we're stocking up. And when the millennium hits, we'll be ready.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we gotta talk. That stuff only protects my vital parts for about 30,000 miles. And then what happens? You gotta change it. Make it easy on yourself. Give me Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. It protects my sensitive parts for 5 years or 150,000 miles. That's 5 times longer than most of those conventional coolants. Now, let's talk oil. Hey!
Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze. Add more life to your car.
How far do you have to go to be the best on Earth? A long, long way. Introducing an all-new ATV with Honda's legendary reliability. Available with push-button shifting and four-wheel drive. The new Honda Rancher for the ranch we call Earth.
It's Roller Jam, Monster Jam, Dukes of Hazzard all day long. Heck on Wheels Day, Friday, November 26th. It's one hell heck of a day.
Welcome back. Chris, going back to the brakes and the whole manufacturing process, you mentioned that we were going to be learning more in the coming weeks. What do we have to look forward to?
Well, there are a lot of things, you know, mixing the compounds and how they determine the proportions, how they actually make the pads. There are a couple of different ways, and R&D testing in terms of finding out how strong they are and how resilient they are on a dynamometer, and then the street testing and racetrack testing. And we'll take you to a full-sized manufacturing plant.
Bigger than the R&D plant?
A lot bigger.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of NASCAR Garage. We'll see you next time.
So long, everybody.
TNN, America's Country Home, is a service of CBS Cable. Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World, next on TNN Outdoors. You're watching TNN, America's Country Home, your #1 source for country entertainment and information.
You just gotta know that a movie called Happiness is gonna be about anything but.
You're not my type.
Actually, it's much more about the pursuit of happiness.
Don't feel guilty.
I don't. I don't feel anything.
People look everywhere. At home,
If you and Mom died in a plane crash, would it be all right if I took over?
Happiness premieres Friday, November 12th. Discover Happiness on Cinemax and Cox Cable.
An achievable dream is our community's commitment to the education of our at-risk children. On November 20th at the Hampton University Convocation Center, the Rotary Club of the Virginia Peninsula will present the 1999 Achievable Dream Tennis Ball. This black tie optional event offers an exciting live and silent auction. Plus, relive great musical memories. And your ticket entitles you a chance to win a new Land Rover. Come to the Achievable Dream Tennis Ball. Their dream is achievable with your support.
Welcome to TNN Outdoors. Hi, I'm Tracy Bird, bringing you an action-packed evening of hunting excitement. Jackie Bushman and Remington Arms' Blake Shelby will get into the thick of the rut during a busy rifle season hunt in Alberta, Canada. That's on Buckmaster's Whitetail Magazine. It's coming up later tonight. Right now, let's kick things off with an adventure from Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World. It's up next on our home of the experts, TNN Outdoors.
Pioneering great adventures around the globe. Bass Pro Shops proudly presents Outdoor World. Join us as we team with America's leading sportsmen to encounter some of the finest hunting and fishing in the world. Along the way, we'll discover nature and take time to examine the importance of conservation. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy some time away as Bass Pro Shops presents Outdoor World. Brought to you by Tracker, America's best-selling fishing boats. This week, we join Outdoor World host Jerry Martin and his daughter Chase hunting trophy whitetails in central Missouri. There's one. Then, we head to Florida's Bienville Plantation with co-host Stacy King. Stacy's showing us how to finesse big cold water largemouth. Don't go away. All the excitement of the great outdoors is coming up on Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World.
Bass fishermen in search of the ultimate.
I found the ultimate. Ultimate bass fishing from Radical. Why the ultimate? Realism, boys. You feel the fish bite with your finger on the line. The ultimate. You work your lure with your rod just like the real thing. The ultimate. Hook one, line tightens, rod bends. Real reverses for right or left-handers. Nice outfit, Parker. You got to dress for the ultimate, boys. Ultimate bass fishing. Get real, get radical.
I'm gonna raise you. Fold. Too rich for me.
Not fold.
Call. A couple of things to remember. One, a full house always means three of a kind. And two, the new Chevy Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any pickup. Chevy Silverado. It's the truck.
Shut up.
We're talking rugged, we're talking fun. You ride the best and the job gets done. Polaris ATVs are made in the USA. We're talking tough.
Introducing the Magnum 325 with shaft ride. Built tough for working, hunting, and riding.
Polaris ATVs, we're talking tough.
I'm Dale Earnhardt.
When I'm not racing, I'm usually hunting. And Bass Pro Shops is the place I shop.
Be sure to visit our new Houston Superstore, now open in the brand new Katy Mills, the newest star in Texas.
And Johnny Morris and his folks always give me fast, friendly service.
And get your free Bass Pro Shops Christmas catalog by calling 1-800-BASS-PRO now.
If you're looking for the best place for hunting, your search is over. Bill Jordan will put you on the right trail with an informative half hour of hunting tips and strategies. It's Bill Jordan's Real Tree Outdoors, tonight at 7 Eastern and Pacific on TNN Outdoors.
One of the great pleasures of learning the outdoors is in passing that knowledge on to the next generation. And sharing the fall woods with a son or daughter is real quality time, building memories that will remain with both for a lifetime. Redhead Pro Team member Jerry Martin and his daughter Chase have traveled to Central Missouri with hopes of sharing a trophy hunt that neither will soon forget. Jerry suspects there's a big buck in this territory. He spotted it earlier during a bow hunt here. And from all the signs, it looks like the buck is still around.
You ever seen so much big bucks flying around here?
No, they seem to be hitting all the cedar trees.
Yeah. Bunch of rubs. See all these points that come in here, this one. All of these funnel in right here on this.
Jerry has been hunting deer all of his life. 18-year-old Chase has a great teacher.
There's another big scrape.
How come there's always a broken limb over them?
Well, they grab that limb with their mouth, and they hold it down, and they rub that gland on their forehead, leave a sin on there, and then they'll paw out dirt right here. This is a big scrape. There's probably several bucks using it. The size of that track, too.
I had a big one running around the woods with us today.
That's what we're looking for. Another big old deer trail going up through there, one up that bottom there. What's a neat old log cabin?
Wonder who built it.
I don't know. It's been here a long time, looks like. Sunshine feels good. Be a good place to take a break.
I'll warm up a little bit.
You mean you didn't get as cold here as you did in Canada?
Not quite, but I sure tried.
Oh, you didn't fall through the ice or
No,
into the lake.
I didn't go to a river this time, for once.
It's been fun hunting. It's beautiful right in here. We'll find a big old buck after a while.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking me hunting, Dad.
I've had a good time.
Even though Jerry knows the buck is here, finding just the right spot still presents a challenge. The hunters take time to study the creek's bank and crossing areas where signs of a big buck show up readily in the soft earth and mud.